Welcome everybody. Welcome to a new YouTube channel and a new website and a new tabletop role-playing game called Shatterheart. This is a new fantasy role-playing system, tabletop role-playing system, kind of gift to the community on its 50th anniversary of the hobby. This has been 18 months in intensive development and is being launched today. It's come from nowhere, um, but it's come from a lot of years of thought and development. And it's really designed to solve many fundamental key problems with the mechanics of the market leading system. It's an insurgency approach, and it's an approach based on a manifesto and very clear design goals to fix the key problems with the ampersand system. This is certainly not a hate on Dungeons and Dragons. It's based on love, but what it is based is getting the mechanics right, which you think are going backwards. Been going backwards. A rather missed opportunity with the current 2024 edition. It's going backwards in many ways. It is a hit point slog and not solving many of the key problems with the system that many of us know exist. Okay, well, what are the problems, and how does the Shatterhard approach seek to solve it? I mean, we've developed a system that's playable, and playtesting is launching today from levels 1 through to 20. You don't get a playtesting pack for just one level. Also, you've got over 1,700 pages of content, hundreds of monsters, spells, 20 classes, hundreds of abilities. This is a full fat system that's playable now. But the real point of the playtesting is balance between the classes and balance across the levels. The mechanics work, we know that, but we want to know, is it fast, fun? Is it better? Um, Three key problems with the market leading system. First is the math doesn't work. It doesn't work at higher levels. Everybody knows that. And there's huge structural problems in terms of imbalances between casters and fighters. And we think we've solved that. We've solved that by a rigorous approach to bounded accuracy. We'll do a separate video on this, but one that really understands what the problem is in the math and gets it to work, and applying that across all the systems. So there's one system, one we call TS, to strike, to spellcast, to succeed. TS system that works across the board. It's a D20 system. It's familiar. It's roll over, but once you got past that, a lot is not familiar. The second main problem we seek to solve is one of speed. Speed in terms of it takes forever to resolve a round of combat, particularly at higher levels in Dungeons and Dragons. We've designed it to be extremely quick, even so you can play it with a blitz clock, chess, 1 minute a turn and that kind of thing, which is incredibly exciting. We highly recommend to do that, or sand timers, whatever you want to use. And we do that by what we call the roll one system, ROLE, roll one. Basically, you take D20 dice, one roll for everything a character does on its turn, whether it's saving throws, we call them repel rolls in the system, or to strike rolls. You reuse that dice roll for everything. And then in terms of the power of a character, the higher level you are, the more powerful you are in terms of the damage you do. That's the key difference. So, and that means you have it solves a problem with scaling. If you're a level 5 fighter, for example, you immediately double your damage because you got a second attack, which is stupid. It should go up in a linear or curve or whatever. We've solved that problem, and it's very easy. We've also managed to build in modern innovative game mechanics, such as degrees of success and many aspects from the Powered by Apocalypse system. But we've done it in a way that will be familiar to players. We're not trying to force people into doing it. I should say as an aside as well, we're giving people a choice on how they play the game. We called it 3 ways to play. First is grognard, which is, you use abstracted distances, near, far, etc. And you keep it very simple. The second is the default system, which is the kind of tactical approach. We want a highly tactical game. We wanted a game which was perhaps a step up from rules light systems like Shadowheart, which we love, but many characters really want to invest in their character, not have it kind of disposable, which you have when you roll your ability. Wouldn't have choice for characters like was introduced in third edition, but make it a bit simpler than third edition and Pathfinder and the games that have evolved. Um, so simple, familiar mechanics, and keeping and building on many of the innovations that were introduced first in 5e, like advantage and disadvantage and immunity resistance and so on, in a very familiar way. But as we say, keeping um, many of the innovations that have come from other systems, like Powered by the Apocalypse system. So, as I said, three ways to play. Um, there's the grognard approach, there is the tactical approach, which is the default, and the newfangled approach. The newfangled approach is where, for simple encounters and so on, you don't roll round by round. You have one roll with degrees of success and falling forward that resolves everything. And this can be great for things like chases and challenges against the clock and so on. These have been very popular for Powered by the Apocalypse system. They're not suitable for complex encounters. So you really have a choice. You have a proper choice. I mean, many people like to play one way, without grids, and other ways theatre of the mind, and so on. You can play the game exactly as you want, but there is a fairly standard set of rules which are very adaptable for playing the game in different ways. Now, the third major pillar of the game is classes. We take classes seriously. We've been very influenced by systems such as Dragonbanes, which are skill based and enable you to kind of customize your character. But we really feel that classes need love. Classes like cleric and so on. What makes a great cleric? What makes a great druid? We feel that classes haven't had the love, and there's been lots of mucking around. I think in terms of what are the key features of a class, like Rail Shape for Druid or Smite um, for paladins and Hunter's Mark for rangers. A lot of the playtesting in the Unearthed Arcana for 5e was fiddling around with saying, well, how can we get these core features of the classes right? And they kind of partially succeeded. So we want to make the best paladin. We want to make the best druid. We've really gone back to lore, particularly folklore of England. The Romans said that England was the land of magic because that's where the druids came from. So for druids, for example, we have Morris dancing as a major class feature. All kinds of amazing things with Morris dancing. And we have what's called sylvan sigils, which are all of these ovate different branches of trees which can be used to vary magical effects and resistances and those kind of things. And this goes for every class. Every class has had a lot of love and a lot of fun. We have bards that can sing you to death. This core feature, but is missing from many. Paladin in Pathfinder. Where's the smite? Where's the smite? You got so we've really gone back to these core features. We have a playbook for each class, and this can be 20, 30 pages long. It's most of the book, and most of the adventurer's guide is which is kind of like the player's handbook, is classes and lineages, which are races. And these are highly customizable. So, for example, you don't need sorcerer, witch, warlock, etc., necromancer as separate classes. You can build a necromancer, you can build a witch with hexes, you can build a sorcerer with invocations and so on from our very modular system. Our system, by the way, is focus point, mana, stamina, etc. based. It's highly tactical. We've been influenced by things like DC-20, their PowerPoint system, and so on, but we've taken it a step further. And we think this is, a lot of fun because you can really throw everything at it or um, pace yourself and so on. And we've really focusing on, on how battles escalate. Um, it's highly, highly, highly asymmetrical. So it's not like third edition Dungeons and Dragons where you monsters and player characters were exactly the same rules. No, they're different. Monsters hit harder. Monsters will kill you. You got to get out of the way and find innovative, clever ways of killing them. And we use an escalation dice system, taking the 13th age and taking it to the next level, which really means that they resolve quickly, battles. They go wrong quickly, but you can get out of the way. You can withdraw. You have a good chance of being able to escape if things go wrong. Could explain many things about the game. And we'll be doing a series of YouTube chats, not just about the Shatterheart system, but about game theory, game development. Got a lot of thinking about, where games work and don't work, and commentaries on existing systems and things that are good and don't work and so on in existing systems. Um, One of the reasons why this is not rules heavy but not rules light either system is we try to resolve a lot of things which are difficult and not fully resolved in games, like surprise and initiative. Like, what are the rules for surprise and initiative in Shadow Dark? When can you backstab? A lot is left to the DM. So we try and systematize things like this. We've got a brand new and innovative initiative system called Poker Initiative, which I think is a lot of fun, and a lot of innovations across the board in the game. What is in the game and what is happening next with playtesting? Well, there's 4 books in the game. There's the Adventurer's Guide. There's Grimoire, which is spells. Got over 370 spells. Monsters. We've got over 400 monsters. About 800 to 900 pages. I think we've got the best bestiary in any game, and try to make monsters easy to run. So we got rid of things like legendary resistances and so on, which makes it hard. We've got alternative systems for that. Um, we have the Adventure Builder's Handbook, which is kind of the DM's guide, which includes 3 example adventures. And we've been proofreading, we've been testing the internal testing. Now, finish that internal work. We want to get it out there and we want to see what people think of the game. We don't yet have online character builders. We've got a semi-automated character sheet, but we want an online system that will make it much easier for people to build it. Oh, which thing to say as well, in terms of open source, it's a database driven, the very first database driven system. So everything is on a database, which is a huge database now. Every spell, every ability, every monster is in a database, and we're going to make that open source. So if you want to build your own websites, if you want to build your own character builders, your own online portals and platforms, you can. We'd like for you to use ours and perhaps upload in anonymous form your data, simply because we want to know, what percentage of people are playing rangers, or what percentage of people are playing orc rangers, female or male or whatever, because that's really good playtesting information. So if there's any volunteers who can expertise in JavaScript, website building, and so on, you can take our database and make an online character generator, online encounter generator, some fantastic ones, online treasure generators. Please get in touch with me. The info is on our website. Put the link to it in our website. So just a quick video. We'll be going through the various gaming systems, including showing you how character building works. Video for each of the 10 classes. Video for each of the 21 different lineages, some of which are really innovative, we hope, and be fun to play. Of course, you've got your classic gnomes and goblins and dwarves, elves, etc., but lots of ones you'd be unfamiliar with. There's no godlike lineages, races, like touched by demons or touched by dragons, but we have very similar but less powerful substitutes, which I think will be just as interesting, to play. So there'll be lots more videos coming. Please, um, um, please subscribe. Go to the website, get the play testing pack. If you want to support this video and the work that we're doing, it's just me at the moment, but I want to employ artists. It's all AI art at the moment. Get rid of all of that. I want to employ artists, game developers, play testers. Um, because it's not just a 30-page Unearthed Time pack, it's a fully fledged game with art, tables, everything. And this is the only game where you get a full flat system for Christmas. You're not going to have to wait for a monster manual in the new year. This game is available now as of today. So we do have to charge a small fee for that because we do need to fund the art and the programming and the other overheads. It's over a year of full-time work. So but it's 20 quid, not 150 or so for the 3 volumes, for 4 volumes and more, and playable. Years of play, decades worth of play. Bargain. Um, if if you want to volunteer, if you're unemployed or retired or poor or whatever, just email me. I'll send you a link to it. Or just want to play test, feature it on your own website, do a review. Well, not a review because you can't review a playtesting system, but a preview. Just email me and I'll send you a link to a free version. Just want to get the word out there. Thank you very much. I'm Andrew Lainton. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.